Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about modules. If you ask around online, peruse the Reddit, people will give you a list of 50 must-have modules. And my advice, ignore them. You don't need 50 modules. Hell, you don't even need 10. Especially with Foundry version 13, the software's just super awesome right out of the box. You don't need 50 add-ons to run a good game. So my philosophy is play vanilla first. And that goes for all manner of games. You know, don't just dive into a game fully modded and you don't even know what game you're playing. Run a one-shot without any mods, see how it feels, and only install a module if you find yourself saying, I wish this specific thing was easier. So yeah, that being said, if I were stranded on a desert island with me and my coconuts, and we wanted to play some D&D, these are the 3 modules that I would take with me to run my games. First up is Dice Tray. Foundry's default way of rolling dice is typing /1d20 in the chat and rolling it. But that gets old pretty fast, and Dice Tray adds this clean little row of buttons right underneath your chat box. So if you need to roll a d20, click the button. Need to add +5, type it in. It turns that chat prompt into a calculator. It's super simple, lightweight, and saves me from typing a bunch of commands all night. Number 2 is Dice So Nice. We play ttrpgs because we like the click-clack of shiny math rocks. This module adds fully customizable 3D dice physics to your screen. You can change colors, the materials, even add some special effects. It seems purely cosmetic, but seeing that D20 tumble across the screen adds a tension and excitement for the players that a simple text number just can't match. And my number 3, the one I absolutely cannot live without, is Tokenizer. As a DM, I am constantly making new NPCs or monsters on the fly. Without this mod, I have to find art, open Photoshop, crop it in a circle, save it as a PNG, upload it, on and on and on. With Tokenizer, I can just click the portrait on the character sheet and paste an image from the internet, and boom. It lets me zoom, layer it, add a border, save it directly to the token. So much. It takes a 5-minute process and turns it into a 5-second process. It is tiny, but it's incredibly capable. Now, those were my big 3, but I do have a few runner-ups that I use to smooth out those specific rough edges. If you want your game to have a little bit more spice, a little bit more than what the combat tracker in Foundry can offer, then check out the Carousel Combat Tracker by the Ripper93. It replaces this default list over here on the side with a beautiful row of portraits up here at the top of the screen. And hovering over a portrait will give you all your combat controls. Right here, begin encounter, next turn. You can get a quick visual of somebody's HP, their AC. Really handy, really cool, really neat. It's just an all-around fantastic visual upgrade that gives your game that much more. I also love Splatter, another one by the Ripper93. It adds blood trails and visual damage overlays. When a creature drops below 50%, they look wounded, and it lets my players know who's hurt while staying in character and not going over the table. And I also use fast flip token tools. Not so much anymore because I've primarily switched to these top-down tokens as of late, but if you are using any portraits or the round circle tokens, fast flip might be up your alley. You can select your token and press G to flip it. Is this vital? No. Does it feel better for those that like to roleplay and be able to add a little depth to their experience while talking to NPCs and whatnot? Absolutely. Since a lot of people use side profile tokens, being able to hit a hotkey and mirror the image so that they face the right way is a huge quality of life improvement, in my opinion. And next we have FA Nexus. I have to be honest, I'm a little unfamiliar with this Nexus that they're using. They used to have FA Token Browser, which was my original honorable mention, where you could go over to the Actors tab and click a button down here and have access to all sorts of tokens. But taking a peek at this, it still is the same thing, if not more. Anything you want at all, say veteran, you can, if you're subscribed to their Patreon, you get many different color schemes and options. but they have a lot of free stuff available, which is really cool on their part. You can just drag and drop. The thing is that this guy is pretty much just the art. He has no stats of a veteran, but if you left click before you drag and drop, it gives you a few options. Changing rotation, the mirror flipping. You can also switch how you want to place this, and it will look through the compendium for you. And we have veteran right here from the SRD. So I will click that, and then when I place him down, we have an actual veteran. Really, really cool. It looks to me as they have a great many things going on, including assets, tons of free assets, textures, paths, and building tool, which pretty wild indeed. One thing that I would mostly use this for, because I mean, I can go into the compendium and pull out whatever I need, but what's nice about this is, say we have a character like our William Wallace, and we want to give him a token that represents him. So maybe this guy is a commoner. So let's look up some of their commoners. Let's see. This would make a good William Wallace. So I could pull him out. Actually, I might be able to say that he is William Wallace directly, like we did with the veteran. So let me check. Look at that, William Wallace. Place it down. That's our man. Really cool. I don't know. I don't think this saved. So if I pull him out from over here, yeah. So it seems like it's per instance, but that is really cool. What I would typically do is if you place a token down like this, it adds a copy. So over here, Elf Commoner with its M0 numbers. Yeah. What I would do from there is you could use that tokenizer and we can look through the assets that we have dragged and dropped from the Nexus. Tokens, NPCs, commoners, and there he is. As easy as that, and we can get rid of all of those. Hit apply. And now our William Wallace always has that look. Cool. And finally, for my D&D Beyond users, DDB-Importer. It imports your characters, spells, monsters, and items right into Foundry. What you would do is set up the Cobalt cookie. It's got a nice little instruction manual you can follow. It'll update your compendium with everything off of your D&D Beyond. And then even your characters, like Randall here, if you unlock them, you can press this little button that shows up next to the name. Put the URL of the character that you want to import and select what exactly you want to import. So this works great for level ups. You can just pull any information off of D&D Beyond, but just be careful that you don't select too many of these options because it might override whatever information you have on the character on the Foundry side. So typically for level ups, I just worry about new spell slots, new spells, features, hit dice, things like that. I don't touch currency or items or anything. There are a few advanced features locked behind a Patreon. I'm not sponsored to support any of these that I'm showing you. Several of them do have Patreon accounts with some more premium content locked behind, kind of like the Forgotten Adventures Nexus. I just think being able to import an entire adventure with one click is worth the price of admission for the time it saves me. It's not for everyone. Is this stuff necessary? No. Does it make the game a little better? Yes, absolutely. So were my mod choices amazing? Were they cool? Did they have magic spells and do a bunch of cool stuff on the screen? Not really. To me, less is more. Start with the basics, and when you're ready to speed up your prep, grab a dice tray, some 3D dice, the tokenizer, and you'll be set. If you want to see these modules in action, check out my Dragon of Icespire campaign videos on the channel. We're currently running Stormlord's Wrath, and we're live every Tuesday night on Twitch and YouTube. So swing on by, say hello, hang out a while, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.